Hello investors and welcome to my YouTube channel where I study the best investors and businesses from around the world. In this week's video, we'll go over Tencent and their Underdog story. Before I start, I want to make a quick note. Polyma's real name is Ma Haoteng, but for the sake of ease, I'll be using Pony Ma throughout this video on Tencent. China has a one-of-a-kind internet market. In fact, no international internet company has ever been successful in China. Many companies face obstacles due to government policies, but what's worse is that multinational corporations don't understand the Chinese consumer. Here, I look at Tencent's history to learn about the Chinese market's uniqueness and the strength and volatility of its domestic companies. Pony Ma Haoteng, the co-founder and CEO of Tencent, is modest and shy, in contrast to what most people would expect from a tech titan. Pony Ma Haoteng was born in 1971 and moved to Shenzhen with his family when he was 13 years old. At the same time, China's government implemented reform and opening up policies in Shenzhen, kicking off the city's economic revival. Pony Ma founded Tencent, which has grown to become the world's largest Chinese-language social networking company, as well as the world's largest game company. You could argue that Tencent is now Asia's most valuable company. Ma is modest and shy, which is the opposite of what most people expect from the CEO of a tech giant. When it comes to computer engineering and product management, however, he is obsessive and meticulous. Ma created a graphical user interface for a stock analysis system while still in college and sold it for $7,578, which was 3 years of his salary at the time. He went on to build computer networks after graduation, at the time when China's internet was still in its infancy. He met the country's top 100 netizens as a result of his work, including Ding Li, who went on to found the internet technology company NetEase, and Zhang Xiaolong, the eventual creator of WeChat. The internet industry reached a tipping point in the years following 1995. Yahoo was thriving in the United States, and Netscape had gone public. In China, Jack Ma founded the China Yellow Pages. MIT graduate Yang Qiaoyang, founder of the internet company Sohu, returned to China to start his own company, and Ding Li left a secure government job to travel to Guangzhou. Pony Ma, sensing a shift in wind, also caught the entrepreneurial bug. In real life, Chinese people are modest and reserved, but in virtual reality, they are wild and unrestrained. In fact, Pony Ma is said to have met his wife on OICQ and IM'd back and forth for 3 years before finally meeting in person. Please let me know if this is a true fact in the comments section below. Tencent was founded by him and 4 friends in 1998. The business had a rocky start and was struggling to stay afloat. Following a pitch to messaging client ICQ, Ma led his team to create OpenICQ, also known as OICQ, a product based on ICQ software. Sina, Xiaoho, and NetEase were the 3 major web portals that dominated China's internet industry at the time. As a messaging service, OICQ drew little attention. However, 9 months after his first version of OICQ was released in February of 1999, the messaging service had surpassed 1 million users. Tencent's instant messenger service was localized in every way with a series of micro-innovations that left competitors in the dust. The user's contact list, for example, was moved from the client to back-end servers by OICQ. When Chinese users logged into OICQ from an internet cafe, as many Chinese internet users did at the time, they still had access to their contact list. Tencent also reduced the size of its software from about 4 megs to 220 kilobytes, reducing download time and utilizing UDP, or User Datagram Protocol, as a communication protocol. While UDP is more difficult to develop, it reduces the number of servers required, and given Tencent's financial constraints, Saving money on servers was critical. The number of users grew rapidly, and servers became prohibitively expensive. Tencent's capital was quickly depleted due to lack of viable profit model, and Tencent had a difficult time raising funds because China didn't have many professional venture capital firms at the time. However, just before the dot-com crash in April 2000, International Data Group (IDG) and Hong Kong's Pacific Century Cyberworks, or PCCW, invested $2.2 million for a 40% stake in the company. This investment brought Tencent some time, but with rising costs of servers, the company's survival beyond the year 2000 remained in doubt. Then, an American named David Wallerstein approached Tencent, bringing with him investment from MIH, a subsidiary of Naspers, Africa's largest media company. Tencent was valued at $60 million in this round of funding. PCCW was paid out, but IDG kept a 7.2% stake. Tencent's second largest shareholder is now MIH. Wallerstein joined the Tencent team shortly after the deal was completed. Tencent officially renamed OICQ to QQ and created the now iconic penguin logo. Tencent's development was no longer hampered by a lack of funding as QQ became the company's main product. Several major Chinese telecommunication companies began collaborating with internet companies in early 2001 to try and provide value-added services, or services that go beyond core communication products. Tencent jumped at the chance and launched its QQ mobile service. Users could send and receive QQ messages in their phones after paying a fee and linking their QQ accounts with their phone numbers. By the end of 2001, Tencent's mobile QQ had become extremely popular, bringing in nearly $7.8 million in revenue and a gross profit of more than $1.6 million. Another moneymaker was QQ Show. In the QQ Show Mall, users can customize their avatars by purchasing virtual clothing, accessories, character backgrounds, and scenarios. QQ Show debuted in 2003 and quickly became a hit. Over 5 million people made purchases in just 6 months, spending an average of about 5 yen per person, or about 80 cents. QQ Show allowed for more creativity because it did not rely on an external telecommunications provider. Tencent's organizational structure was altered by the launch of QQ Show. The company devised a product management system that is suited to the computer engineering culture. Once a project is approved, a team is formed that is self-contained and completely dedicated to the project's completion. China's internet companies gradually recovered from the shock of the dot-com bubble burst in 2004 and began a series of initial public offerings. In the same year, Tencent went public in Hong Kong. Tencent's main source of revenue was still working with telecom companies on value-added services at the time. Tencent's stock price fell below its issue price at the end of the first day, indicating that its business model did not appear to be viable. There were other issues with the company as well. The value-added services offered by telecom providers grew wildly because they were unregulated by the government. The government was forced to intervene due to an abundance of sexual and suggestive content and products. In addition, telecom providers and internet companies suddenly realized the importance of entry points in the information industry, and everyone scrambled to create their own instant messaging tool. Tencent launched Mobile QQ, pre-installed software on Nokia and Motorola mobile phones, and Super QQ, an SMS portal through which users could receive news and weather forecasts, as well as games and entertainment, to become fully independent of telecom companies. Tencent had built 2 fully controlled mobile portals by the end of 2007. Tencent President Liu Qingping, who previously worked in investment banking, assisted Ma in determining that the company's core strategy should be to provide users with a diverse set of online services that includes information, communication, entertainment, and commerce. Tencent went on the offensive and fought many hard battles over the next 5 years to solidify its dominant position in the world of instant messaging, a position that competitors, of course, did not leave unchallenged. The first challenge came from tech behemoth from another country, Microsoft. Despite the fact that MSN's market penetration was nowhere near that of QQ in 2005, more than half of business people used it. Tencent, feeling the pressure, turned down MSN's offer to connect the two channels and instead announced the release of QQ 2005, the most recent version of QQ. Ma delivered his first media address with the goal of redefining instant messaging services. He listed 6 functions of messaging services: entertainment, community building, personal information management, wireless internet resource consolidation, security, and hosting localized applications. Although Chinese companies did not invent any groundbreaking internet technology, they excelled at developing new business models and improving user experience. MSN could have become a major player in China if it had followed Tencent's lead. However, MSN's China team was dragged down by the typical problems that multinational corporations face in China. Before changing its product, for example, it needed permission from headquarters. R&D and marketing teams are pitted against one another due to complex hierarchies. MSN was unable to keep up due to these limitations. Tencent's highly successful SNS, or social networking service, product QQ Space, was the target of the second challenge, which came from domestic SNS company 51.com. At the time, the internet market was awarded to the company that won the most internet cafes. So 51.com and Tencent competed in 100,000 internet cafes, sending sales representatives to visit and recruit users. At the end of 2007, the two companies appeared to be neck and neck, a remarkable achievement for 51.com, which started from the ground up. However, 51.com was unable to keep up. In its haste to go public, it made critical strategy mistakes and internal conflicts slowed the company down. Tencent filed a lawsuit against the company for creating a third-party plugin. It was game over for 51.com, which was under attack and crumbling internally. By 2009, QQ Space had established itself as China's leading SNS product. Ren Yuxin was named head of the Interactive Entertainment Department by Ma in 2004. In the category of chess and board games, Tencent thrashed its competitors. The industry was taken aback by Tencent's fighting prowess. Tencent's product QQ Fantasy, on the other hand, failed in the more important category of large-scale internet games. Tencent needed to attack from all sides, Ren decided. Tencent is now concentrating on competitive leisure games, such as gun battles, racing, fighting, and shooting. Tencent bought in Korea games such as Crossfire and Dungeon Fire Online, as well as creating its own games like QQ X5 Dance and QQ Speed. Tencent created sophisticated membership systems for these games, which were extremely popular. Tencent published the top 3 games in terms of user numbers by 2009. Over the next few years, games continued to grow at a rapid pace, becoming Tencent's most important cash cow. In 2005, Ma invited Liu Xingyai, a veteran of the advertising industry, to join Tencent. Because of its 3 lows user demographic, low age, low level of education, and low income, Tencent was unattractive as an advertising platform for real estate companies, car companies, luxury products, and other big brands, despite its high traffic. Liu proposed redefining how ads are placed and evaluated in terms of effect, interaction, navigation, and differentiation. In 2007, ad revenue increased by 84.9% over the previous year as a result of this change. Tencent continued to improve Liu's method over the next decade. Tencent's ad business is still growing at double-digit rates. quiet leaders are the best way to describe Tencent's strategic team. They're not the kind of bold and courageous leaders we usually think of when we think of leaders. They have no desire for the limelight, but their calm determination can lead the company to greatness. Tencent came out of the battles more powerful than ever. On March 5, 2010, QQ surpassed the 100 million user mark with over 100 million users logged in at the same time. Everyone at the company was ecstatic and eager to keep moving forward in the online life business. Tencent's battle mode, on the other hand, had enraged the online community. Ma felt wronged when he was accused of plagiarism, monopolization, and of stifling innovation, but his public relation efforts were clumsy. Qiho, the company founded by Xiao Hongyi, began with free antivirus software, expanded into browsers and search engines, and grew its user traffic to hundreds of millions of users using these tools. Xiao was irritated by Tencent's entry into the free antivirus software market. Qiho responded by releasing its 360 privacy protection system and accusing Tencent of violating user privacy. Xiao, the master of public opinion manipulation, gained public sympathy by branding Qiho as the grassroots startup rebelling against the monopoly that is Tencent. Xiao also had another trick up his sleeve. Qiho released the QQ Bodyguard software, claiming that it could fully protect QQ users' security. The software, on the other hand, had 4 backdoors that Qiho exploited to steal data from QQ's social network and redirected traffic to Qiho. QQ Bodyguard cut off 20 million QQ users in just 4 days. Ma was enraged. Tencent had to make a difficult choice. Users had to choose between QQ and Qiho, also known as 3Q. Of course, this escalated the conflict to a new level. Ma accepted 4 media interviews in one day for the first time, allowing the public to hear what Tencent's founder had to say. Finally, the government intervened and brought the 3Q battle to a close. Tencent's image had gotten even worse, and this forced Ma to emphasize transparency in his company and products. Following the 3Q battle, Ma realized that Tencent needed to do more than just think and analyze the right path. It needed to earn the recognition of other industry players, promote industry harmony, and become a company that people respect. Tencent's first open platform was QQ Space. Tencent held its first open platform conference in Beijing on June 15, 2011, with thousands in attendance, and announced that the company's internal resources would be made available to third parties for free. An API, social network constructs, operational tools, and more were just a few of the resources available to the public. After the 3Q battle, Tencent's strategic shift was prominent. Weibo was a step ahead of the pack at the dawn of the mobile internet. Ma, eager to compete, challenged several teams to develop mobile internet products. Finally, on January 21, 2011, Zheng Xiaolong's Foxmail team released the instant messaging software WeChat. In just 433 days, the mobile app drew over 100 million users and is still growing today. The opening image of the app, a lonely man standing on the moon looking at the earth, has appeared on nearly every Chinese person's phone. The success of WeChat is due to a deep understanding of users' needs and a near-perfect product experience. Ma stated in 2013 that, in the future, he would focus on 2 things: connection and content. Tencent was the first major Chinese tech company to propose the concept of pan-entertainment, which encompassed online platforms and gaming operators, as well as channels and industries. Tencent's Interactive Entertainment includes Tencent Games, Tencent Animation, Tencent Literature, Tencent Films. These 4 platforms work together to create a comprehensive pan-entertainment ecosystem. Paying attention to the user experience and finding solutions to users' problems is extremely important to Ma. They're at the heart of Ma's product management philosophy and Tencent users' acquisition strategy. He enjoys being a part of the product's optimization and upgrade process. He was involved in almost all of Tencent's product research and development, exchanging thousands of emails with each product team. Small steps at fast speeds, trial and error iteration, Ma describes Tencent's innovation process. When Tencent releases a new product, it's never perfect. However, by identifying and resolving 1 or 2 minor issues each day, the company produces a work of art in less than a year. This is the story on Tencent and why they're the ultimate underdog. If you're interested in a further deep dive, I'll leave a link below and links to my sources, namely the Acquired podcast, Not Boring by Packy McCormick, and Tencent, the book by Min Tiang, and the book Tencent Survivor, Challenger, and Leader from Wu Zaibo. Thank you for watching this video entirely to the end. Nothing helps the channel more than y'all sticking it out to the end, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue to make videos like this for you to enjoy.